When most people think of cybersecurity, they imagine firewalls, encryption, and complex systems. But the real front line isn't just technology, it's people. That's why Principle 1 of the UK government's Code of Practice for the Cybersecurity of AI begins with a clear message. Raise awareness of AI security threats and risks. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. AI is transforming how businesses operate, but it's also introducing a new wave of security challenges. The old cybersecurity playbooks weren't written for systems that learn, adapt, and evolve. And we're not talking about standard viruses anymore. This is a new class of threat engineered specifically to exploit AI. The threats you need to train for include data poisoning, injecting malicious data into training sets to corrupt how models behave in the future. Prompt injection, using carefully crafted language to trick AI into breaking its own safety rules. Model extraction, stealing your company's AI model, exposing your intellectual property and competitive edge. Let's make this real with an example. Prompt injection. It's one of the most immediate threats to the AI systems we use every day. Here's what it looks like. Attackers hide malicious instructions in websites, emails, or other sources, trying to force the AI system to execute unauthorized commands. Their goal could be as simple as nudging the AI to recommend a product they want you to buy, or as serious as getting the system to fetch and leak private data. The practical defense here is twofold. The code fix. Developers must use secure coding practices like input validation and sanitization to remove malicious instructions from incoming prompts. The human fix. Your staff need to understand why they should never input sensitive data into an untrusted chatbot and how to spot unusual behavior or a system failure. This underlines why different roles need different levels of awareness. The code of practice is clear. Human knowledge is your most powerful asset. That's why awareness must be a core part of your cybersecurity training from day one. But this isn't one size fits all. Training must be tiered and tailored to each person's role. So for general staff, focus on fundamental awareness. Can they spot major threats? Can they recognize unusual behavior? Do they know how to escalate a security concern correctly? For developers and technical staff, the depth needs to go further. This means secure coding practices for AI, advanced threat modeling, and red teaming exercises, where you try to break your own systems before somebody else does. The NCSC and OWASP offer excellent resources for this, and they should be part of your training toolkit. See the description below for some useful links. Finally, remember this, the goalposts are always moving. Attackers are constantly developing new techniques, and yesterday's defenses may not be enough tomorrow. Awareness isn't a one-off even, it's a continuous process. To stay vigilant, your training must evolve alongside the threat landscape. That means regularly updating your materials with the latest threat intelligence and sharing it widely. Use multiple channels to get the message out. Subscribe to bulletins from trusted bodies like the NCSC and the ICO, and engage with public security communities like OWASP AI Exchange and MITRE Atlas. Because staying plugged in isn't just good practice, it's your commitment to security. Alright, before we wrap up, here are a few practical steps you can take right now to strengthen your AI security approach. First of all, take a fresh look at your training programs. Are they up to date, and do they reflect the different needs of general staff, developers, and leadership? Subscribe to threat intelligence bulletins from trusted sources like the NCSC, ICO, OWASP, and MITRE. Staying informed helps you spot risks before they become problems. Talk to your team about how AI is changing the security landscape. You don't need a formal workshop, just start the conversation. That's often where awareness begins. And if this video gave you something useful to think about, please like, subscribe, and share it with your team or network. It helps us grow the channel and helps you stay ahead of the curve. Thanks for watching, and stay secure.